One Piece live action just released a brand new trailer, and of course I have to capitalize on my best performing video of all time, don't I? So same formula. I had some friends give me some thoughts about the trailer, and I comment on them. Let's get into it.
I got a lot more emotional beats and range from the actors, which is really nice. Especially, I'm like, oh, okay, so Zoro and Sanji have some tension. And then especially that one moment where Luffy gave Nami his hat. I can't wait to see that.
Now this is awesome for me to see because Ina's someone who's never read One Piece, and the fact that the emotional beats are carrying through just the trailer alone and hooking her is awesome because, I mean, the emotional beats are such a strong point of One Piece. She also makes such a compelling point about how much life these actors really do breathe into these characters. When I first saw the Sanji and Zoro banter that she brings up, I was overjoyed because I thought and was a little bit worried that they might tone that banter down. But it looks like they're keeping it right at the proper levels to where it's not going to be too much for live action, but they're not just going to completely remove one of the most important Straw Hat dynamics. She also brings up the hat scene, which as One Piece fans, we know is one of the most incredible scenes in the entire story, and is 100% going to be the highlight of this first season. Also, follow the people in this video. We cool? Cool. On to the next one. Now we get to hear from the extraordinary Legend of Dono, and he kept it short and sweet.
MIHAWK by far has the best looking character design.
What more can I say about the character design? Well, for starters, he's right. MIHAWK really does look incredible, and of course, we can talk about the wardrobe being influenced by all the cover pages, but I'm pretty sure I covered that in the last video, so I'm actually going to talk about the new characters, specifically Garp and Roger. One of the really cool details was on the back of Roger's collar, you saw his Jolly Roger. And that's just such a nice detail, and it's perfect. It looks exactly how it should. And of course, don't get me started on Garp. Just the little difference of having his black suit instead of his white suit when he was younger, when he was fighting people, like Shiki, and obviously Roger, who is on the execution stand. It hits different now, I guess. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, longtime fans, you guys know what I'm saying, right? And I just love the care that was put in. There's so much. Briefly, I want to mention the cameos, because the wanted posters of people like Cavendish and Foxy are awesome and also show how much love and care was put into this series. Now, I know I keep trying to drive that home, but that is because it is an important point that you, the viewer, have to take to heart. Now, I need to get out from under this table because I am gonna hit my head. Talking about the cameos also gives me the perfect transition into talking about the set design, which is the point that Dono's sidekick brings up.
Out of all the things, I think the sets look the best.
Also, I return to the plushy pit of doom. Logtown looks stunning. The Baratie feels like an actual restaurant, and I really hope they like convert it into a restaurant. Like, I want that old set to become somewhere where I can go and eat. Please do that, Mr. Matt Owens, sir. Please, please. For me. But seriously, the set design is incredible. The scene where Sanji swoops in and saves Zoro with that kick, like, they're standing on a rock in the middle of a pond, and I assume it's Arlong Park or somewhere in that area, but it looks so good. I cannot wait to see Buggy's base of operations, like, actually get a good look at it. Buggy, who I didn't talk about in the amazing character design section because it slipped my mind, he looks so good. He understood the assignment, and he executed said assignment to a T. One thing I do want to see from the set design, because I don't think we've seen it, and if we have, it's completely slipping my mind, is, of course, the Red Force. I want to see Shanks' ship so bad, and I want to see how his crew is handled. Are we going to see Ben Beckman? Are we going to see Lucky Roo? Little things like that are going to be really cool. Also, in addition to cameos, don't forget, we might see Rayleigh. I'm not gonna elaborate. If you know, you know. On to the next one. The final topic of the video is something incredibly important. Kizui, take it away.
I don't think that the changes to the story really matter unless it's like big plot decisions. But even then, like, the story of One Piece is so long and there's just so much content that, like, how do you fit it in to, like, a show like that? So I don't know.
Obviously, if you watch the trailer, you notice that Arlong is attacking Baratie, and that is not what happens in the anime or the manga. However, I think Kizui brings up an invaluable point that needs to be said because I am not opposed to this change. In fact, I kind of support it. It wouldn't all fit in 8 episodes. Look, they did episode of East Blue, and they had to speed through things and cut through things, and that was animated. With live action, you have to be very careful with the pacing and the way things play out because certain things are unnatural to see in live action versus, for example, they had to change Sanji's simping because frankly, that would be uncomfortable to watch in live action because it's already uncomfortable to watch in anime format. A lot of people do not like Sanji simping, so they made him more flirtatious. Things like that are gonna have to be changed. And in regards to how the story flows, that's even more important to be mindful of, especially with how much content has to be covered in these 8 episodes. For example, you're not gonna see Gaimon. I'm sorry guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. If we see Gaimon, it's gonna be an Easter egg like with the previously mentioned wanted posters. And you know what? That's okay. I'm a huge fan of Don Krieg. I would love to see him in the anime. Am I worried he won't be because I haven't seen much promotional images of him besides his wanted poster on the website? Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned. Don Krieg is one of my favorite fights in all of East Blue. Could that potentially mean Gin is getting cut? And how does that affect Sanji as a character? Huge changes could be happening. But Oda has tried to reassure us that this is going to be a different experience for the manga while still being faithful. And you know what? I do think there's actually merit to that. As I said a ton in my last video, one of the most important things that this series can do is draw people into the anime and the manga. If it's not a carbon copy experience of the anime and the manga, they actually have an excuse to read from chapter 1 instead of just picking up at the end of East Blue, because there could be things that were changed and missed that they could have a cool time hunting for. And I know the internet loves Easter egg videos, at least when I was young, because those Marvel Easter egg videos and Star Wars Easter egg videos would go insane with numbers. And the, 10 things you missed that are different in One Piece episode 1 videos are going to pop off. I'm not gonna make them, maybe I'll do them as like short form, but I guarantee you those videos will pop off because it's something that people are interested in. They will click it. It's good for content, and it's good for giving people an excuse to read the manga. So, go for it. I could make a whole other video dedicated to talking about why these changes are not the end of the world. Because there's so many possibilities and so many net positives with it, because East Blue is slow at times. So if they can even increase the pacing and make it better, at the end of the day, change is not bad, especially if it adds to something and enhances something. If the change enriches the story, if it makes it more digestible, not only for us as longtime fans, but for your average television viewer, your average Netflix couch potato, then it's a win for us as fans and for Oda. Because this is who it's for. It's for your average television viewer, so they can get hooked into this wonderful story. Man, I sound just like I did. I'm sorry to do a carbon copy of my last video at the very end, guys. I'm just a super sentimental guy when it comes to this. But you know what else I'm super sentimental about? Big numbers. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button, go ahead and like the video, talk to me in the comments. Last time we broke over 100 comments. Now all the, half of those were from me because of replies, but like, guys, we are doing awesome. Chop chop, guys, let's get back to that. Let's make that the new normal. But seriously, as always, I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful rest of your day and follow all the cool people that were featured in this video. Yeah. Other than that, I have been your host, Lettuce Walrus, and I don't do this outro on non-chapter reviews. So, bye-bye.